Hello, good day, and I hope all is well with you. I would like to give you a funny story about my life or a situation that happened in my life. There was a vacancy for a position of district youth officer. Now, I live on the west coast of Dominica. The youth division, under the arms of the Ministry of Youth Education and Sports, made the vacancy available. And some of the basic qualifications or minimum qualifications required for the position were an associate's degree, pretty much. Person has to be community oriented, such and such. And there were a lot of applicants, and some of which who were pretty much well more qualified than I was for the position, and I got a position over them. And funny enough, during the interview process, the interviewers never paid or asked any questions about my qualifications, and I found it very interesting. They were more focused on asking me questions of what are my extracurricular activities and am I community oriented, things that are not part of what the job is about or the qualifications for the job. And this is because post the interview, when I asked the interviewers why were they were so interested in those questions of finding that about me and asking me about my education levels, they were resigned to telling me that everyone applying for the position has the minimum requirements. So it's about differentiating you from the other applicant. And I said that's a very, very, very good take. And that is what gave me the edge over the other applicants, because I was very involved in community activities. I was very, very involved in youth development division, organized activities. I was not getting paid. I just found that the activities were beneficial to my community, and that is what gravitated me towards taking part in those things. I felt like I needed, because that's what my passion is, contributing and helping others. And this in turn benefited me in getting a job. I am no longer in this job though. But this is the opening point to help me get you in tune to what this presentation is about. This presentation from myself and my colleague Michaela is to persuade you into volunteering for a non-profit cause or a non-profit organization. As Warren Buffett said, someone sitting under a tree today is because someone planted a tree some time back. And that's very, very interesting, and so it's true, because every one of us here, our lives in some way or some other has been affected or impacted by someone doing some voluntary act. It could be a student at school getting tutor help. It could be a teacher going past normal working times to help a student. Someone at your work helping you when they do not need to. You know? Someone building a site and they're short of cash and you can give in your time. So volunteerism comes a lot of ways. And I will define what volunteerism is. Volunteerism, according to Robert Stebbins, is defined as a person engaging in an unpaid labor and is conducted during their leisure time. And we all have leisure time. I know we all are very busy, but at some point we have some leisure time. Ladies use their leisure time sometimes to watch shows, go to book clubs. Guys sometimes go to the pub. Students, younger persons might play sport. They engage in some social activity, just being on Facebook. And this presentation, I will explain and define what volunteerism is, and I will also identify some of the motives for volunteering. My colleague Michaela will explain some of the benefits and the advantages of volunteerism and how you will benefit in more ways than one. It's not only you, to the other persons as well who are going to benefit from the act. This leads us to identifying some of the motives of volunteering. There are two real reasons for volunteering, and they are altruistic reasons and understanding. Altruistic reasons are showing one's selflessness or showing one's selflessness in concern for the well-being of others. And we all, no matter how hard we might think we are, or difficult, or whether you think that you might not like someone or something, I think we are all wired biologically to have some form of caring for others. And a lot of times this is what drives individuals into the volunteering acts. Because I might be in a position that the other person isn't in, and they wish they were in my position. And even if I cannot monetarily help the person, sometimes the person might be engaging in an activity to benefit themselves, but they are encountering some difficulty, probably because they do not have enough support, do not have enough money, do not have enough time. And just helping one individual do any particular activity, and oftentimes it's an activity that you might be involved in, or you might have some passion for. It could be sports, it could be a community sports group conducting an activity or fundraiser, and you are passionate about the sport, or you are passionate about the individuals taking responsibility and doing things on their own, being independent. So these things often lead us to volunteering. And the other motive for volunteerism is understanding. And when I say understanding, it is volunteering for the opportunity to have new experiences. These new experiences come in different shapes and forms. Volunteering, sometimes we volunteer for work causes. When you volunteer for work, oftentimes the extra activities from work, they benefit us. They benefit us a lot. Now, by benefiting us, we encounter new experiences. These new experiences could be the opportunity to work with our colleagues, share ideas, have laughs. So it takes us past the point of just being work orientated. Everyone clocks in from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 and go back home. You build a bond, you develop cultures, you develop experiences. Oftentimes, this is all the reason that people drive to volunteering. It is very, very important, and it is part of what I call our social and moral fabric. There are also several different factors that contribute to volunteerism. Age, race, personality traits, and various academic elements have been identified as reasons and elements to one volunteering or not. And this was done, or this is a report from a study done from Stetson University and the Department of Psychology from Erin Moore. This is so true, because oftentimes females might not want to participate in an extracurricular activity or volunteerism because it might be something that requires a lot of manual labor, and they may feel that they haven't got the power, the strength to contribute, so they don't. But they could also contribute by doing smaller things. Could be sharing out flyers, marketing, helping prepare meals, which is oftentimes what the ladies do. Not being biased, but it's the truth. And males often do it as well. They contribute because they feel they are strong enough. Your age, younger persons do not often feel the need to volunteer as much, because I was once in that situation and I felt very selfish for my time. I felt like I do not need to do anything that doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit me monetarily, socially, or anything, so I don't feel the need to do it. But as I grew older and speaking to other grown folks, I developed a better understanding that contributing socially and volunteering is something that happens full circle. Oftentimes when you give out, it's what comes in. This is called the give and take effect, or the reciprocal effect. And this is so true. Oftentimes, person who give their time, give their efforts, give their monies, just give selflessly. They are ones who, whenever they are in situations, they get help back without any difficulty, because persons gravitate to persons who like to help. Another reason for volunteerism, oftentimes persons have said that they volunteer because they feel that because of their religious affiliations, it is wired in them and programmed in them that they have to volunteer or give their time, do something or give back to the community. And this is so true, because religion by itself often dictates to us that we need to give back, give to the poor, give to the needy, help when you can, helping your brother in need. This is one of the things that has fueled and driven us as a civilization from as far as I can remember, and even before my time. So helping and volunteering has different varying motives, but in all, it is very beneficial to one. And my colleague Michaela will explain to you the benefits and the advantages of what volunteerism is and why you should volunteer for a non-profit cause. I now hand over to Michaela.
Hi, my name is Michaela Champagne, and I am here to give you a few benefits and advantages of volunteering at a nonprofit organization. First, a lot of people forget that our society is built on volunteering. Now, some other people may ask, what exactly is volunteering? Volunteering is when you or a group of people decide to come together and help a community or a cause, and don't expect anything back. You're not in it for financial gain. So it's actually just volunteering your time for something good. There's still people out there who are genuinely still good. So there's so many different people from different walks of life who have their personal reasons to volunteer. Some may do it, as previously mentioned by my colleague, Damien. Some may do it from a religious standpoint. Others may do it for the community, just plain to give back. Some people do it to have fun and meet new people, not just for their professional networking, but just new friends that have something in common. Some people want to build up their resume, which, as previously mentioned, could get you the job over somebody more qualified. So everybody has different reasons for volunteering, but at the end of the day, it's all to come together for a better cause. Now, volunteering is an important resource. And when I say resource, is because volunteering your time and energy is valuable. And that makes you a valuable a valuable person in general. So I would rather hire someone who is a valuable resource than someone who just looks good on paper. All right. And as once quoted by Warren Buffett, he says, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. And if we sit back and really think about that saying, it is so true. People take advantage of what they think that is supposed to be there, but don't realize that someone had to sacrifice to give them that. So if you don't know where to begin to look for a volunteering place or what you even want to do, there is a website called www.volley.org where it kind of guides you. It's easy. It's not one specific category. It asks you, what do you like to do? And it gives you a list of things that maybe you would have never even thought of. So if you don't know where to begin, that is a great website to begin. Now we got to remember, volunteering it's very important. It's very important to show our young kids, but again, it's not just for one specific age group or race. It's just important to show our young kids that you don't always have to do something to get something back. There's a lot of communities out there who don't have the resource or the means to do what they really want to do. So that sometimes we just need a little bit of help, and if we meet the right person, even if they can't do that for us, they can point us in the right direction. So again, if you want to volunteer but you don't know where to begin, check out the website. It's www.volley.org, and it will definitely give you different people's perspectives on why they did it, or give you an idea that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. So I am hoping that you will look at this and think outside the box, and you never know, you may enjoy it so much that you continue to do it throughout your life, and you don't even have to think second thoughts about it. And then also too, for our professionals really geared to trying to get to where we want to be, you will never know in what situation you might meet that right person to help you gain your professional networking. You can meet so many different people who can either steer you in the right direction, and sometimes we know this to be true. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So again, check out the website, www.volley.org, and just really think about how you can help a community volunteer. So thank you for listening, and you have a great day.